Hi, in this video, I will be discussing about how to install Python and how to make it working in your system. Python is a high-level object-oriented general-purpose programming language. Since it is a general-purpose programming language, it can be used for a wide variety of applications ranging from small-scale projects to large-scale projects. Using Python with small-scale projects is pretty easy compared to some of the other programming languages available. But when it comes to large-scale projects using Python, the easiness of working with Python in large-scale projects completely depends on how well you are acquainted with Python programming language. Thus, not only for Python, for any other programming language, our knowledge in the programming language decides how well we can work on different variety of projects. This video is completely aimed at giving an idea about how to install Python in our system and how to make it work. Let us start with the installation process. So the easiest way to install Python is to directly go to the website python.org that is given over here and download the required packages. We will see how we can install it. So this is a Python website. Once you type python.org, you will be navigated to this particular web page. From this particular web page, you can download the version of Python that you need. You can see a download link over here. Click on the download link, and the download link will take you to the latest version of Python available. So you have Python 3.8.5 available. But if you are working on a different OS platform, such as some of you will be working on Windows, some of you will be working on Linux-based operating systems, and some will be working on Mac OS and so on. So depending on which OS you are working, you can select the appropriate Python version. I am working on Ubuntu and I am working on Python 3 version 3 on Ubuntu. If you want to install Python in Windows, you can click over here and you will get all the release for Windows. All the stable releases which were previously available are also listed over here. So depending on the application, you can choose what kind of Python you need. Suppose you want to install it in Linux, you can go to the Linux link and you can see the stable versions of Linux available over there. It is recommended for small scale projects you can install the latest stable version available unless you have a specific application that demand for any other version of Python to be installed in your system. So once you download this latest stable release version of Python, you will end up with a zip file. You can unzip the zip file and you can run the installer. Once you run the installer, you will get a window like this, the setup window of Python. So this is a setup window of Python for 3.6.5 64-bit version of that can be used for Windows. And now you can install it to whatever location you need. Then installer launcher for all users are enabled because if multiple users use the same system, it is always better to enable this option. And do not forget to check this particular checkbox, add Python to the particular path. This will enable the Python interpreter to be added to the path so that you can use the Python without any problems. And once these setup are done, then you are ready to use Python. Python, once installed, will come with two uh, windows. First one is the Python shell window. This is a Python shell window. This is where you can see the version of your Python. If you want to check what version of Python you have, you can simply go to your command prompt and you can just type over there. So here I have the terminal because I am using Ubuntu. If you are in Windows, you will get the command prompt. You can just type Python and version. I will tell you the Python version installed over here is 2.7.17 because I have both Python 2 and Python 3 installed in my system. If you want to check the version of Python 3 installed in your system, just type Python 3 and version, that will tell you that 3.6.9 is the version that I have installed in my system, but now 3.8.5 is available as a stable release. So that is one way to check which version of Python you have. So this is the Python shell window where you can see the results once you execute a program. And along with Python shell, we have one more window, that is the Python editor window. It is a Python editor window where you will write the programs. So for example, this is a Python editor window. I have written a simple program over here. So this Python editor will help you to write the program that you need. Okay, so these are two windows available in Python. You can just simply click on File and you can select a new uh, Python editor window, and in that Python editor window you can write the program that you need, and you can run the Python code in order to view the results in the Python shell. So this is the one of the easiest way to install and work with Python. So how to run the program and those kind of stuff I will be discussing in the coming videos. So this is just a demonstration of how to install Python. So you just go to the Python website, you download the version of Python you need, you extract the downloaded folder, and you run the installer. So once you run the installer, make the necessary settings as per your requirement, and your Python is ready to be operating in your system. When you download Python, the integrated development environment, that is the IDE, Python IDE will be downloaded along with your Python version. And the IDE consists of two windows, as I told you, the shell window and the editor window. In the editor window, you can write the codes, and when you execute the code, the results will be available in the Python shell. Okay. Along with Python, sometimes you may have to install some other libraries that's essential for your project. Some of the libraries that may be essential are matplotlib, which can be used for plotting different graphs, numpy for array management, scikit-learn, opencv, pandas, tensorflow, and so on and so forth. So whenever the requirement comes, we will be discussing about each of these libraries, how to install it and all. The easiest way to install any library is using the pip command. Pip is the Python installation package, and pip followed by an install, followed by whatever package you need or the library you need in the terminal or the command prompt, that will directly download and install the required library or package into your system. Okay. There are so many other methods also without using command prompt and terminal in order to install these packages and libraries. That is just a click away. You just go to Google and you can find the solution for whatever problems you face. That is one of the advantage of using Python. Whatever problems, queries, or whatever you have, it is just a click away from you. Just go to Google. Lot of support is available. Lot of documentation is available. There is an easy travel through Python if you know the basics. Okay? Sometimes you may not be satisfied with the basic Python installation, and you may have to go for some higher level abstractions. In such cases, you have a lot of options. For example, one of the option is using Anaconda Navigator. So this is the Anaconda Navigator website. So this Anaconda Navigator website you can use for Python as well as R programming for science and machine learning applications in a single machine. So you can download the Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda Navigator makes it pretty easier to manage Python libraries and packages. So if you are not good with management of libraries and packages in Python, so you can go for Anaconda Navigator, which will make the management of Python packages and libraries pretty easier for you. So the next question is how to work with Anaconda Navigator, how to install it. For that, there is a frequently asked question tab in Anaconda documentation that tells you how to install Anaconda with Python. There are different ways of installing Python with Anaconda. In certain cases, you have to install Python separately and Anaconda separately and integrate both together. But in the latest version, you can download the most recent Anaconda installer that includes a Python 3 version. So that is the easiest way to work with Python using Anaconda. Further, if you want to go for some scientific applications, you can go for Spider, that is a scientific Python development environment. That also can be used along with Anaconda if you do not have any specific requirement. So here you can see this is a Spider IDE website, spider-ide.org, and here you can see what are the plugins available, how to download it, how to use it as a part of the Anaconda distribution, and so on. So just go to the website, go to the documentation, and you will get the complete details of how to download it and how to work with it. Otherwise, if you want to use another platform, it is available. The Jupyter notebook and the Jupyter web platform is available, where you can go for web-based interactive development using Python, using the Jupyter Lab. And Jupyter Notebook, you can save your work as a Jupyter Notebook, which can be shared. Shared with live codes or equations or visualizations or narrative text and so on. So a lot of options are available, and some of you may not be interested in installing Python in your system. There is no need to install Python in your system. There are so many online platforms available where you can simply create an account, write your code, execute your code, and see the results. One of the most popular one is the Google Collaborator or the Google Colab, where you can create your Python codes using Jupyter Notebooks. And you can save these Jupyter Notebooks in your Google Drive, and you can share it to anyone. You can use it anywhere, anytime, uh, without using a particular system. In any system, you can access it. And such online platforms, a lot of online platforms are also available. So you can choose which way you want to learn Python or you want to work with Python. In the coming videos, I will be using Python version 3 installed in Linux OS, and I will be writing the code using the Python IDE, the integrated development environment of Python, and I will be discussing about how to get acquainted with the basics of Python. Thank you for watching the video. We will see in the upcoming videos with more details about Python programming. Thank you.